What's up, everybody? It's the 2026 MGA Championship Preview Show presented by Dewars. I'm Shane Bacon. That's Chris Gaffney alongside me from the MGA. And Chris, we're going to talk about 2026 and the incredible venues set for this year in terms of scheduling, majors, everything. But before we do that, I want to get into 2025 and what we saw was such a great year.
It was another successful season, and the last few years has just been a golf boom everybody's really felt, and we have such depth to our fields on the talent side. Events are selling out faster than ever, so it's just been great to see. And when you look back at last year, one clear highlight for us was the enhancement of the women's Met Amateur. We built that out to a 54-hole championship, so it would be a WAGA-ranked event. Very successful first year at Sunningdale Country Club. Olivia Deakins, player from Ardsley Country Club, won the championship. So excited to build on that, but proud of what we accomplished last year.
Some other highlights from 2025. I know it felt kind of like a family year in terms of the championships.
It did, and you look at our Met Junior Championship. We were at Southampton, 108th playing, and history was made as we had two brothers square off in the championship for the first time ever. Younger brother Jonathan was able to take down his older brother Alex Weinberg, both play out of Old Oaks and win the championship. But really cool start to the year with that happening.
But where do you put the trophy if you're the younger brother? Is that like in your room? You probably don't put it out like at the house mantle, but that's very cool to see him kind of going at it. What about some of the majors? I mean, some of the highlights from the major events.
Yeah, and similar theme. We started the men's majors at Hamilton Farm Golf Club. Grazerman's a great golfing family from the Met area. We saw Reed win his first MGA major there. He was able to win the Ike Championship, and then no more than a month later at Old Oaks, we had the Met Amateur, and in the Final Four, Reed was there, and then his brother Dean was there also. And then we also had our last player of the year, Matt Lowe, and our current player of the year, Christian, in the Final Four. And then Dean Grazerman ultimately won the championship, second major for Grazerman last year.
Yeah, that is wild. I mean, it really did feel like kind of the number one seeds, if you will, in a Final Four, all kind of making it, to that last side. I mean, it was incredible to see that level of competition. It was just a great year, really, across the board.
It was, and how good the Met Am was just kind of fed into the Met Open for us also. Meadowbrook Club, just a historic venue, a proper tour type open venue for us. It was a great test, and you saw David Pastor out there, who has been so close to winning this before. He finally got it done and just cemented himself in Met area lore, having won all three Met majors, but he's also won the Met Junior. He's also won the Carter Cup. So just an unbelievable resume capped off last year for him.
Incredible stuff. I mean, so cool to see so many great players having such a great 2025. So excited about 2026. Obviously, we'll get into the majors in a bit, but first things first, we got to look at what the USGA schedule looks like this season. So much focus on the MGA championships, but obviously you guys put on the USGA qualifiers and a lot of the championship qualifying sites locally. I know US Adaptive Open is a big thing you guys focus on early in the season.
It is. USGA qualifying is a huge part of what we do, and the adaptive qualifier, this will be the third time we host it. We've been fortunate to partner with Haworth Country Club, who has been just an exceptional host for the event.
And Chris, the US Open local, but not the only USGA championship local this season.
Yeah, the U.S. Open gets a lot of the fanfare, but the U.S. Women's Mid-Am is going to be in our backyard at Montclair Golf Club. Great New Jersey golf course.
Awesome.
It is, yeah. And I think one of the special things, which is so uncommon to see, we have our past player of the year, Ina Kim Shad, who is the defending champion, won at Monterey Peninsula, and gets the defender title at an MGA member club at Montclair.
Yeah, she'll be excited about that. I know something I'm excited about is U.S. Amateur qualifying. I mean, obviously the U.S. Amateur championships have changed the way they've qualified over the past couple of years. Final qualifying at my home club at Brooklawn this year.
We have two stages to USAM qualifying now, and that final qualifier is at Brooklawn. They hosted the Ike a couple of years ago, so excited to be back there.
Yeah, I'm excited. I better show up and actually play halfway decent golf. And then getting into the U.S. Open, obviously U.S. Open going to be at Shinnecock. Some changes in terms of what final qualifying looks like this year.
There is, and the last few years we were at Canoe Brook Country Club, so we returned to the Westchester area this year, and we're back at Century Country Club, and for the first time, Golf Club of Purchase. And I think before you get to final stage qualifying, one of our favorite traditions we've had is that we conduct a local at Southampton Golf Club, where the championship proper is right in your backyard as you get the qualifying started.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally walk through a gate, I think, and get on the 11th and 12th hole there at Shinnecock. So obviously you get a feel for what that's going to look like if you get into the championship. And that's something that a lot of local players have had a lot of success at in terms of qualifying into the U.S. Open, even some of the players making the cut.
Absolutely. And you look at last year where we had James Nicholas qualify, Ben James qualify, qualify, Chris Goddard qualify, and then Cameron Young out in Ohio qualify. And we saw so many Met area players make the cut also at the championship proper, which was just rewarding to see.
Yeah, U.S. Open going from Oakmont to Shinnecock Hills. Those are some big boy golf courses in 2026. From some of the USGA championship qualifiers into some of the senior events early in the season, what does the senior schedule look like in 2026?
We get the year started with senior amateur, which is the tradition for us. And one special thing for us as a staff, for the players, is that we're headed back to our Met Open site from last year, Meadowbrook Club, for the senior amateur. So an event that's really a major for all the amateurs 55 plus in the area. Can't have a better site than Meadowbrook Club. And to be there last year and to come right back this year really is a special one for us. And you look at that membership, we had 10 plus players in the Met Open from Meadowbrook. The senior amateur membership there isn't too different. We're going to have some great representation in the championship.
Competitive world, man. That senior golf is getting deeper and deeper and better and better. I mean, it's just so impressive to watch those guys. They hit it far. They're still all in relatively decent shape, and they can go out there and fire some crazy low numbers.
For sure. And you look at the Senior Open where you have professionals who have just turned 50, and you see that especially at that level. And this year we're headed to White Beaches in New Jersey. A head professional there, Jim McGovern's a New Jersey legend, two-time champion of the event. So really excited for that one.
Yeah, he's excited to show up and see what he can do. The senior event's always exciting to watch and always produce incredible champions that have had a lot of success throughout their years in the local area. For the juniors, Baltusrol once again.
Back at Baltusrol for the Carter Cup, and 2025 was a big year. We introduced the girls division for the first time. We're excited to build on that, and both the boys and the girls will play the upper and lower course once again.
What about the Met Junior?
Met Junior is not too far away. We're going to be at North Jersey Country Club, which is a Walter Travis design. Hosted a bunch of events over the last few years, and really excited to bring the juniors there. We haven't had a junior event there yet, and just a great match play venue, challenging greens, blind shots. It'll bring a lot of variety to the event.
What about the Williamson Cup this year?
So each year the MGA sends a handful of juniors to represent the association at the Williamson Cup. The event's named in honor of Fred Williamson's father, who is a founding member at Wingfoot. So we play host this year, and we'll be at Knickerbocker Country Club in New Jersey. Great Donald Ross course for the championship.
I mean, I feel like you hear great Donald Ross course very often in the Northeast. So many of those kind of floating around, and so cool to see the juniors get so many great golf courses. So from the seniors and the juniors to the majors, we're going to take a break and look at the majors in 2026. All right, Chris, let's talk majors. I mean, you know everybody gets fired up for the major venues and the major schedule each season. 2026 golf courses are incredible. You guys kick things off with the Women's Met Amateur. I know in terms of scheduling, that's something exciting for you guys for sure.
First major championship of the season will be Women's Met Amateur. Last year, we expanded to 54 holes for the event. Great turnout. Olivia Deakins won the event. And then this year, we'll be at Waikiki Country Club. They've hosted numerous MGA major championships, and their history with women's golf is impressive. They used to host the Big Apple Classic, LPGA Tour event that Annika Sorenstam won a couple times. So really great place to bring the Women's Met Amateur.
And then in terms of the men, we're at Sleepy Hollow right now recording this. One of the coolest golf courses that you'll ever play, some of the best history of any golf course in the country. The Ike is going to have some big names, some big member names as well that have competed and won plenty of Met events over the years.
It is. Sleepy Hollow its reputation speaks for itself, but for us, we're bringing the Ike here for the first time. They've hosted our other two men's major championships, so really excited to have a first-time major here at Sleepy, and you hit on it. The membership here is so strong, and one of the cool things we see for a lot of our amateur events this year is we have a past player of the year in the field. Brad Tilley, a member here, has won the Ike, won the Met Amateur, and then another player, Tim Hagerty, past Farrell champion, a member here as well. So excited to be here, and you look at what they've done recently, hosted the 2023 US Mid-Am. It is a special venue, and I know anybody would be fortunate to say they won the Ike Championship here.
Yeah, I mean, it's January right now, and I bet Tilley's out there hitting balls. I mean, that's how prepared he's going to be as we get set for the Ike at Sleepy. I mean, it's just such a cool logo, such a great golf course, all the history in the world. I mean, what a way to kind of kick off the men's side of things in terms of the majors.
It is, yeah.
We continue to dive into the schedule. I mean, I'm looking through the list here. I mean, it really is wild. I mean, the Met-Am's at Deepdale. I've been fortunate enough to play Deepdale a couple of times. You talk about a golf course where even par will hold up most of the time.
great golf course and exciting for us. I mean, all of our championships are steeped in tradition and history. It'll be the 124th playing the Met Amateur, the fourth time we're at Deepdale, but the first time since 1999 we're back there. So really excited, and they've undergone a lot of work recently, expanded the golf course. There's plenty of yardage out there. Some bunker work, green work's been done on the golf course, and I'll have a similar theme going throughout, but past player of the year, Darren Goldstein is the club champion there right now. He'll be in the field. Some other great national members there, so it'll be curious to see who comes out to play in the Met Amateur next year.
One of the great locker rooms as well. I mean, some of the best showers in all of golf. I mean, everything at Deepdale plays. You know, the golf course is awesome, membership is awesome, and yeah, if you can take a shower after a good round of golf, you'll be very happy. What about the Met Open presented by Callaway?
We are headed to another first-time Met Open site. They've hosted our other majors, but Essex County Country Club, another club that's undergone a Gil Hanse restoration in the last few years.
That guy didn't sleep, man. I'm telling you, he works so much.
Yeah, he is everywhere in the Met area, that's for sure. And Essex County is the oldest club in New Jersey, founded 1887, and just such a proper test. It is going to be challenging for all the players, and often known as having one of the best back nines in New Jersey. And I think for any architectural nerds out there, you get a Seth Rayner golf course on the front nine, you have some Tillinghast greens in there, and then more of that Banks influence on the back nine with extreme bunkering. Just a great place for the Open.
You're talking to an architecture nerd right here. What about the Mid-Am?
For the Mid-Am, it'll be the 20th playing, so a newer championship by our standards, but we're returning to the inaugural site, Hudson National Golf Club. A really exceptional venue, and they have such strong championship history already. Chris Gotterup won the 2019 Met Amateur there. Sabota won the 21 Met Open there. Excited to be back there, and you look at the membership, another strong golfing membership, and our defending player of the year, Christian Cavalieri, will certainly be a favorite in the field for this.
He's going to be a favorite. He won a lot of stuff in 2025. So the majors are set, incredible venues this season. Excited about that. But of course, plenty more to come. We're going to touch on the Farrell and some of the international events and also some of the events we still have left on the calendar. Chris, wrapping up the season, always exciting to go back to Stanwich, the Farrell. I can't believe it's the fifth play-in of this event.
It's amazing how fast the first few have gone, and Stanwich has just been exceptional hosting this event, from the hospitality to the golf course, and we see the field improve each year. I mean, the men's field, the senior field's great, but I don't know if there's a better women's Mid-Am field out there besides the national championship.
Yeah, the Farrell is an exciting event. I've been lucky enough to play in it a couple times. I think I was in a 7-for-1 playoff a couple years ago to get into match play. Didn't go my way, but it was awesome being on the tee with like 15 people when you include the caddies. What about the Kerry Cup this past season?
We were at Portmarnock over in Ireland for the Kerry Cup and put together an exceptional team out there, from Ray Fang, a great young junior player, Ina Kim Shad, all the men we had really highlighted earlier in the preview show, but a great victory for the team at Portmarnock last year.
And then what does the international schedule look like this season?
Yeah, so we alternate. So we'll be the French-American Challenge this year, and we play host to Ligue de Paris, and we'll be out at the Bridge out on the east end of Long Island in October. Be a gorgeous venue for us to be at. And they've done a lot of work since we had the Ike there, added some sandscapes, just really changed up the golf course. So interested to see how that plays.
Was that French? Did you speak French right then? I was pretty impressed by that. Look at Chris kind of like diving into the Wikipedia. So from one team event to another, I know doubles was new last year, bringing it back in 2026.
It was, and it was really well received. A new format, a little more inviting to people who might not play in tournaments all the time, with a two-person scramble format. So you can really lean on your partner. There's men's teams, women's teams, men and women's teams. So a nice mix out there. And we had a great showing last year at the Sea Wayne Club. And one of the unique things about doubles also is that we've worked with the National Doubles group, who run a championship at the Bears Club. And we sent a couple Met area guys down there. And the men's group we had sent down won the national championship at the Bears Club, which was pretty special.
They're like, you guys aren't invited back. You can't be winning the first year. That's great. What about MetLife Boys in 2026?
We returned to Gardner's Bay Country Club. So old school, really special place on Shelter Island. They host the boys championship every couple of years. So great to be back there.
And then you got Pub Links, you got women's Pub Links. I mean, so many more events on the schedule.
Yeah, and we're on Long Island for both of those events. So we have Harbor Links hosting the Public Links Championship, a great golf course in Nassau County. And then for the women's, we're going to be in Queens at a New York City golf course at Clearview.
And then you got a couple more team events. I know you got father-son, you got parent-child, you got a few more events on the schedule.
Yeah, Yeah, those few partner events, and we started off father and son championship, headed to Engineers Country Club. Great history there. They had hosted a PGA championship. We go to Glen Ridge for the parent-child, and then rounded out with Knollwood Country Club hosting the mixed Pinehurst.
I feel like I'm just throwing them at you, and you're just knocking them out of the park. It's going to be an incredible and exciting 2026. Just a reminder to everybody out there, a registration Monday, March 2nd. So get on the computer and get yourself set. Those things fill up fast. Chris mentioned it. I mean, it's only getting more competitive, not just in terms of qualifying and try to win events. It's getting competitive just getting on the computer and signing up for the tournament. So 2026 going to be an awesome year. Shout out to Dewars for always supporting what we do at the MGA. It's so fun to play and compete, and it's great. And you see so many players, not just competitive locally, but nationally out of this area. We cannot wait for the schedule to kick off this year.